Good aim. The holy grail of FPS games. Everybody wants it. Not many have it. And even less know how to achieve it if they don't have it. Aiming in FPS games is a complicated topic with many different facets. One can spend a long time learning the ins and outs of it in order to improve at their game of choice, or you could just watch this video instead. This video will give you a comprehensive grasp on what goes into aiming in FPS games, specifically PC games. A little bit of a disclaimer there. Also, exactly how to improve quickly at your game of choice. So I took a challenge recently of trying to improve my aim in 30 days, and I succeeded by playing an aim trainer for 30 minutes every day. Just do that. Video done. Peace. I should go more in depth. Yeah, okay, I do that. Think of your favorite FPS player. Is it Shroud, Kiko, Simple, Tim the Tat? I couldn't say it with a straight face. Okay, now ask yourself, how did they get to the point that they are now? Believe it or not, they were not born with it. Talent isn't some ethereal thing given to you at birth. It's not like the cosmos zapped you inside of the womb and said,
I decree that this dude be really sick at clicking on heads and fragging out. Thus, it shall be.
No. They got there by playing literally thousands of hours of their game of choice. Usually as they were growing up when their myelin pathways were still developing, making it easier for them to get good quickly. Good news for you though, is that aim trainers now exist. Not only do they exist, they've gotten really damn good. Your aim boils down to how well and how precisely can you move the mouse, correct? Old school players had to play thousands and thousands of hours in order to build up the muscles in their wrist, their fingers, their forearm, in order to move the mouse perfectly. But when you think about it, how much time in those games is actually just spent walking around and trying to find people to fight, rather than actually fighting people and actually being in aiming situations? This is where aim trainers have the huge advantage and why they are so amazing. Because they boil down all of those thousands of hours of gameplay into focused training. Think of it kind of like a nerd gym. Instead of building up lame muscles to look in the mirror and be vain about and flex on other people about it and make all the skinny people that have a really hard time building muscle mass kind of feel bad about themselves, you can build up muscles for fake internet points instead. Because we all know it's so much better. There are 4 different components as to how you aim: micro shooting, flicking, swiping, and tracking. Micro shooting is most commonly used in sniping and in long-range fights. It's mostly small little micro adjustments made by your fingers. And this style of aiming is most used in games like Valorant, CSGO, Siege. It's those little tiny minute movements, and you have to be really careful if you're on a higher sensitivity. Flicking involves moving your wrist to hit targets 2 or more inches away from your crosshair, give or take. The most common times that you'll have to flick to a target is when people are getting a little bit closer, when you're checking corners, somebody is not where you expect them, so you have to quickly move your screen, those kind of things. It's not anything super extreme, but you're just kind of making a little bit of a bigger adjustment, hence a flick. Games where you will need to flick shot a lot include, again, Valorant, CSGO, Siege, but also we're starting to get into the territory of Call of Duty, Apex, Overwatch. Swiping involves moving your whole forearm in order to hit targets on the edges of your screen. This is the most extreme type of aiming and can be really difficult for a lot of people because, you have to move your mouse quite far, quite quickly, while also being precise enough to stop exactly where you need to. Lastly, tracking, which is found commonly in all games. Simply put, how well can you smoothly track a moving object as it moves with violent grace across your screen? And again, this is in every single game, but you're gonna see it most in like crazy fast-paced games like Apex and Overwatch. Also in games that have higher health bars. So again, Apex, Overwatch. Those games have very high hit point targets, so you have to whittle down, so tracking is going to be really important. Take a moment to yourself and think about what your main game requires the most. This video is generally more towards Valorant because that's my game of choice right now, but you can take these principles of aim and use them to improve at any game that you choose. Now the part you have all been waiting for, the specifics of how to improve your aim. Welcome to Aim Labs. I've been using Aim Labs over Kovacs lately because, well, it's free. And free is nice. Also, Aim Labs has a few awesome exercises that I really have never seen before, like this line trace, and these 2 new tracking things that they just added into the game. It's awesome. Also, it's super easy to create and share your playlists of your different exercises, and I'll be uploading the one playlist that I have been using in this video. That's all well and good, but how would you actually go about improving your aim? Play a playlist of exercises in Aim Labs that trains each muscle group and aim type every day. Yes, every day. It doesn't have to be for very long. I myself did it for 30 minutes a day, but you can easily cut that in half and do it for 15. Hashtag, I'm gonna plug my playlist here really quickly because I specifically made it as a 15-minute long exercise, but if you play every scenario twice, then that's an easy 30 minutes. It's really nice. Just click on that, you're good to go. Much like going to a gym, so long as you are consistent, you will see improvements in your aim. And if you want to take this a step beyond and above, then play all of the scenarios that you are weak at and you have trouble with, and then do those ones multiple times so that way you improve at them faster and get the muscle memory faster. Speaking from personal experience, I suck at tracking. I'm terrible at it. I don't know if I'm just a twitchy hand person, but I don't know. I suck at tracking. So I focused a lot on doing tracking exercises, and my tracking still sucks. But it's a lot better than what it was, I can tell you that much. And even though my main game is Valorant, tracking is just so important, and I want to be able to play other games like Apex Legends or maybe even Overwatch at some point, I don't know. That kind of tracking is going to be so important that I want to have that skill. One final note on aim trainers is that there are some potential pitfalls that you can fall into when using these things to watch out for. The number one thing I see is going too fast. Think of it like having good form at a gym. Sure, you could contort your body to make you be able to lift more weight, but you are absolutely going to destroy your body faster than the steroids that you're probably on if you're going to be doing this. When playing things like spider shot, motion shot, all those kinds of things, make sure you're focusing on accuracy rather than your reaction time and how fast you're hitting them. We can train reaction time later. That's not a problem. With these kinds of exercises, everybody wants to go into that grid shot mode of just clicking on the dots as fast as you can, and it causes you to just be a spaz monkey. Take a breath, take the shortest distance to that line. Make a straight line over, click on the dot, straight line back, click on the dot. A good rule of thumb to have for these exercises is 80 to 90% accuracy. If you have an above that accuracy, well, try flicking a little bit faster. If you are below that mark, then try slowing down and focus on your movement again. Good aim comes from repetition. And again, if you just spaz monkey it out, you are gonna spaz monkey it out whenever you get into a game. Don't be a spaz monkey. It doesn't work. You could get a higher score in Aim Labs. You're also not going to be able to aim very well once you get into a game. Again, using aim trainers is like going to the gym. However, going to the gym is not enough to make you an amazing archer or to make you an amazing football player. You still have to play the game. You still have to learn how to play the game. You still have to be good at doing the specific skills for that game. Playing an aim trainer is not going to make you an absolute god anytime you pick up an FPS game. You're still gonna have to spend some time getting into the flow of the game and kind of understanding the game rules, getting a game sense, all those kinds of things. But playing an aim trainer will get you a leg up on all of the people that don't have good aim and don't have good fundamentals. As an example, in Valorant, you could easily climb to gold or platinum just off of good mechanics. Like not really even knowing the game that much and just having good mechanics. See, I don't have good mechanics, that's why I'm stuck in silver. But if you have good mechanics, you could climb really easily. In summary of all of this, I know I bounced around a lot, but let me just boil this down to the people that skip to the end of the video. You can improve your aim in any FPS game by doing 3 simple steps. Number 1, use an aim trainer rather than slamming your head into a wall just trying to play your game. Trust me on this one, it's so much more effective. Number 2, train all types of your aim. Don't just sit there and play grid shot. Don't just sit there and play spider shot. Work on micro shotting, flick shotting, swiping, and tracking. And out of those 4, identify what your weak points are and focus train those ones. And number 3, be consistent and trust the process. Don't give up after a couple of days because you don't see improvements. This is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to wait to see the results, but once you see the results, it's going to be staggering. I hope this video helps you become that clutch player that you want to be, because I don't know about you guys, but I want to be that clutch player on the team. That guy that like everybody invites to their squad because he's just cracked at the game and you're like, nah, 1v4, I believe in this guy. He's got it. That's the player that I want. I want to be Hiko, okay? Like, I want to be Shroud. I want to be Hiko. It's gonna take me a lot of work to get there, but I'm gonna try. If you have any other questions about how to improve your aim or just anything in life in general, we could talk about how talent is made. That's an interesting topic. You can swing by my live streams on Mondays starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to talk about it. I like to talk about interesting topics. But until next time, take care, guys.